RISACalc is a web-based application for individual component design, which provides engineers with an easy-to-use interface that allows for the full control over inputs such as geometry and loading, in addition to graphical and numerical results, including robust, detailed reports. In this video, we'll take a look at the steel member design functionality in RISACalc. So in this model, I already have a beam started. So I'm going to go over to the properties here, and we can see that we've got our material selected as hot rolled steel. We can also see the various shape types that are available. For this particular beam, I'm going to go ahead and use a wide flange shape. So let's just choose maybe a 10 by 19. We can also choose the material and choose a rotation. If we go ahead and look at the shape properties, we can bring up all the shape properties and definitions for that particular shape. We can also go ahead and click on the gear up here in order to see the global settings, which include the codes that are available for steel design. So here we can see all our AISC, our CSA codes, as well as some additional codes as well. Now with the properties defined, I'm going to go click in span, and I'm going to go ahead and add a back span to this particular member. So I'm going to click add span, and let's make this second span 5 feet, and let's make the first span 12 feet. And let's also go ahead and change the boundary condition at the back here. So let's change that to a fixed condition. Oops. Change this one to a fixed condition here. And then I'm going to make this a cantilever at the end here. So with our span loads or span information defined, I can go ahead and choose my design information. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to choose to brace this particular member at the supports for the top flange. And then I can also set some other information here. I'm going to keep the K factor the same, and then I'm going to go ahead and move on to loads. And so first I'm going to go ahead and add a point load here. So let's add a point load of 4.5 kips at 7 feet, and let's make that a live load. And then I also want to add in a few distributed loads. So I'm going to add in some dead load. And the first one here is going to be 12 feet. So I'm going to make that from, let's say, 1.5 kips to 1 kip. And then I'll add a second load here, and we'll go from 1 kip to a half of kip and make this from the 12-foot location to the 17-foot location. So we have those variable loads going from one support to the next. Now, all the while I've been creating load combinations automatically here. We can also go ahead and manipulate the load combinations and what combinations are being used during the auto generation if we'd like. Now, when I'm ready with all my loads, I can go ahead and click to toggle on the unity check to do the design. Now in this particular case, I've got a slight overstress. So maybe I need to go back into my properties and change my shape type. So maybe I just want to up this to maybe a 10 by 26 and see if that does the trick. And indeed it does. Now with this, I can go ahead and minimize my report, and I can look at some of the result information that I have. So in this case, let's go ahead and turn off the loads. I can see I've got reactions on, and I also have deflection turned on. So we can see the deflected shape here. I could turn those off and look at our moment diagram as well as our shear diagram. And all the while I can go ahead and use my mouse to kind of parse through the data of the shear diagram to see the shear or moment or whatever result I'm looking at various locations along the beam. Additionally, I can go ahead and expand the detailed report, and we can look at different sections of the detailed report, in this case the properties or the load combinations being used, or finally the calculations, which show me each and every step of the AISC ASD load combination checks in this case. And so we can see the limit states and see the controlling limit state for, in this instance, bending and axial. And so we can see all of the information here as well as the code references. So I'm going to go ahead and add one other member. Let's go ahead and add a column. And so in this case, I'm going to choose a double angle. And so let's choose, I don't know, a double angle 6 by 6 by 8 by 3, and we can go ahead and choose the material. In this case, maybe I want to also do a rotation, so we'll just rotate that member. Let's go to the span here. In this case, I'm going to keep this as a column per se, and let's make that span 12 feet. So we've got a fixed condition and then a roller condition. We can also choose our design bracing conditions for our column here. So I'm going to choose to brace at the supports at the top flange. I can also then go and add loads. So let's go ahead and add a few different point loads. So the first one I'm going to add is a 4 kip wind load at the 70% location. So let's go ahead and turn on our load. So we've got that 70% or 8.5 or 8.4 feet. I can also go ahead and add another point load. So I'm going to add a 5 kip load at the top here in dead load. And then I can go ahead and add a distributed load. So let's make this a 1 kip per linear foot distributed load in the wind load case, and we can go ahead and apply that. Now all our combinations are being automatically created for us again, and when I'm ready I can go ahead and toggle on the unity check. We can go ahead and minimize the detailed report to see the various results. In this case we're looking at the shear diagram, we can look at the moment diagram, as well as the deflection and the reactions. And then if I go ahead and open up the detailed report, we can go ahead and see the same diagrams as well as our reactions and our calculations. And so in this particular case, we can go ahead and look at axial compression, see all the information for axial compression being calculated here. We can also go ahead and look at our flexural analysis, which is the main controlling contributor of this particular beam or column. And then finally, we can go ahead and look at the bending and shear axial or bending and axial interaction check. Now with this, we can go ahead and click on the download button to create a PDF so that we can review this later or send this information to a code official or another engineer for review. And once that's downloaded, I can go ahead and open up that PDF and just parse through the data. So this is all the information from our particular check, all the equations, all the code references filled out so that someone else can review it. Thank you for watching this video on steel member design in RISACalc. For more information about RISA and RISACalc, please visit risa.com.